It is New Year time and you are so determined to break all your bad habits and start new good ones. You write up your New Year's resolution and tell yourself, this time, I will make it happen. But, after a few weeks or even just a few days, you find yourself falling back to where you began, tossing out your resolution, only to write up the exact same thing next year. Over and over. Does it sound familiar to you? The answer is most likely yes. So, why is it so hard to start a good habit? And how do you stop doing the bad ones? Is there an easy process that you can follow to achieve that? You will find the answers to all those questions in Atomic Habits by James Clear. Are you ready to become your better self? Let's dive in. First, let's take a look at the fundamentals to see why tiny changes can make a big difference. The significant changes you want to make in your life depend more on creating small habits than sizable shifts. For example, suppose you want to get in shape. In that case, your best bet is eating slightly better, exercising regularly, and getting enough sleep. Instead of wasting your time setting unachievable goals with drastic changes, all you have to do is make one minor change daily. The quality of your life depends on the quality of your habits. Some habits are small like an atom. As these atomic habits accumulate, they can make a significant impact in your life. But what are habits? Habits are small, everyday behaviors that we perform automatically, with little or no thought. Habits are also powerful. We are what we do every day. In this way, habits form our identity. So, when repeated daily, even the smallest actions can have a considerable effect. That said, positive change requires patience. But you can be confident that good habits keep you on the right trajectory, even if you don't see results right away. Making significant changes in your life through habits doesn't require significant upheaval. Tiny changes to your behavior are often enough to lead to the desired results. If tiny changes are enough, then why is it so hard to build good habits? Habits are built through conditioning. In effect, we tend to repeat satisfying behaviors until they become automatic. For example, when you were a baby, you would have sucked your thumb to calm yourself. This calming feeling was the satisfying consequence that encouraged you to repeat the behavior. This is why bad habits can be so hard to break and replace with good habits. Fortunately, you can also use conditioning to help build good habits. As adults, we can engage with habits like going on a morning run, because we get an endorphin buzz and feel more productive. We fail to create good habits because humans tend to convince themselves that massive success requires massive action. It is easy to underestimate the value of making minor improvements, like going on a morning run each day. But the benefits will accumulate since the habit is repeated daily. James Clear shows us why incremental changes can have a big impact. 1% of personal improvement each day means you'll be 37 times better by the same time next year. That's how small, everyday improvements become atomic habits that help you reach your goals. The downside is that bad habits can function this way too. Getting 1% worse each day results in terrible outcomes over the course of a year, reaching near zero. Atomic habits are the compound interest of self-improvement. Just like money multiplies to produce compound interest, the effect of your habits multiplies as you repeat them. But this also means that habits may appear to make little or even no difference on any given day. Still, the impact they deliver over months or years can be enormous. Our goal is to develop compound interest in healthy habits. But bad habits compound too. As mentioned earlier, putting off a project until tomorrow may seem to make no difference at the time. But if you repeat this 1% error day after day, these tiny errors can compound into toxic results. Success is the product of daily habits, not once-in-a-lifetime transformations. You will not identify immediate positive outcomes from daily habits, as outcomes will always lag behind habits. In fact, habits often appear to make no difference until you cross a threshold and unlock a new performance level. This threshold is the plateau of latent potential. Because habits do not provide us with the immediate gratification that humans crave, we often give up. This moment marks our plateau of latent potential. The plateau of latent potential shows us why it can be hard to build habits. You simply must persist long enough to break through this plateau. Habit gratification will take time, so you must learn to be patient and have faith. Next, we will look at goals and systems. Goals are the results you want to achieve. Systems are the processes that lead to those outcomes. Your focus should be on the systems. If you adopt this mindset, the goal will take care of itself. There are 3 reasons why systems manage goals. First, winners and losers have the same goals. For example, every Olympian wants to win a gold medal, and every entrepreneur wants to be successful. Merely creating this goal does not guarantee success. Otherwise, we would have millions of gold medalists, and every entrepreneur would achieve their dream. So, it's the winners' systems that help them achieve success and get results. Secondly, achieving a goal is only a momentary change, so goals can actually restrict your happiness. We assume that reaching goals will bring immediate happiness. But, this approach to life sets us up to fail. For example, we may still feel unfulfilled even after achieving our goal. And if we fail, we feel cheated out of a chance at happiness. Finally, goals do not create long-term progress, but systems do. If you have trouble changing your habits, the problem isn't you. The problem is your system. You should aim to focus on the overall system rather than your individual goals. A core theme of Atomic Habits is that you do not rise to the level of your goals. Instead, you fall back on the level of your system. It's all about the system, not goals. So, forget about goals and concentrate on systems. Next, we will look at how habits are created. Habits are self-reinforcing. This means that doing the habit and receiving the reward strengthens your desire to do it again. You can use this to your advantage when you want to change your behavior. There is a clear step-by-step process that actions travel through to become a habit. First, the cue triggers your brain to initiate a behavior because it predicts a reward. Secondly, after receiving this initial reward, you will start to develop cravings. You are not craving the habit itself, but the internal change it delivered. Then, based on these cravings, this behavior becomes part of your identity, and becomes a habit you perform in your life. Finally, this habitual behavior starts to deliver long-term rewards. For example, the morning coffee can be broken down in the formation of a habit loop. Waking up is the cue. Feeling alert is the craving. Drinking coffee is the response. And feeling alert is the reward. The 4 steps of the habit loop combine to form a neurological feedback loop. Ultimately, this loop allows you to create and reinforce automatic habits. The more you practice this habit loop with any particular habit, the more it will become automatic. There are 4 laws that describe the process to form a new habit. The first law, make it obvious. To take advantage of habit loops to build good habits, you want to make the cues obvious. For bad habits, you want to make the cues invisible or remove them. Suppose you want to get better at playing the guitar. In this case, you need an obvious cue that acts as a reminder to play the guitar. For example, you could put the guitar in the middle of the living room so that your brain is triggered more often. Another excellent way to introduce new cues is by creating a habit stack. Habit stacking is simply the act of adding habits before and after each other. Remember that your brain creates strong neurological connections to support regular habits. You can use those connections by tying a new habit to an established one. This could mean putting on workout clothes directly after taking off your work shoes, or meditating for a minute right after pouring your first cup of coffee. The second law in the process of forming habits is to make it attractive. To make a habit stick, you must get regular positive feedback from this habit. An efficient way to develop this positive feedback is to use temptation bundling. Temptation bundling relies on unenjoyable activities becoming enjoyable through their connection with your favorite things, such as watching TV and exercising. You are more likely to find a behavior attractive if you get to do one of your favorite things simultaneously. The second method to make the craving more attractive is joining a culture where your desired behavior is normalized. For example, if you want to become well-read, you could join a book club. Joining this club will hold you accountable, and you will likely find reading more fun than doing it alone. Similarly, if you want to break bad habits, you will want to join a culture that doesn't endorse your bad habits. You also want to leave cultures where your bad habits are normalized. Suppose you want to quit smoking. In that case, it might be advisable to stop spending time with people who are habitual smokers. Third law is to make it easy. Conventional wisdom holds that motivation is the key to changing a habit. If we want to change a habit badly enough, we will change. Yet the relationship between motivation and changing habits is a bit more complicated than this. To be more specific, human behavior follows the law of the least effort. We naturally gravitate toward the option that requires the least amount of work. You can use this to your advantage by creating an environment where doing the right thing is as easy as possible. To create this environment, you should reduce the friction associated with positive behaviors. For example, if you want to get fit, you could join a gym that's on your route to work. You can also get your gym bag organized and ready the night before. For unhealthy behaviors, you should increase the friction. If you want to watch less television, only turn it on when you ensure you can say out loud the name of the program you want to watch. This creates friction, and will stop mindless viewing and switching channels just to see what's on. Fourth and final law is to make it satisfying. Habits don't often provide the instant gratification of results. That's why it can be hard for us to pick up new habits. We characterize the beginning of a new habit as sacrifice without any rewards. If you start going to the gym a few times a week, nothing will change physically at first. Instead, it takes months to discover genuine results. So, to make your new habit stick, figure out a way to give yourself an immediate reward. One technique you can use when the reward is long-term is to set up a loyalty system for yourself. For example, imagine you want to give up alcohol. On its own, there is no satisfaction in merely abstaining. But suppose you transfer $25 to your holiday bank account every week you go without alcohol. In that case, you'll be immediately rewarding yourself for your new habit. Atomic Habits challenges the view that setting multiple goals is the key to success. Instead, it recommends developing systems that help you create habits that will increase your chances of success. The simplest system to implement is one that helps you get 1% better every day. You can achieve that by adopting the 4 laws. Make it obvious, make it attractive, make it easy, and make it satisfying. That was it for today, and thank you for watching this video. If you enjoy the video, please click like and subscribe the channel for future videos on becoming better self.